Namaskaram. Today we have with us Kushal and Vishal. Kushal is from Chennai and Vishal is from Pune. So both of them are here at Himlifeschool to pursue their CA final, both groups in November 24. So this is day zero, and this is a very candid conversation in terms of explaining how the whole process is going to be and understanding what questions they might have at this junction. So first of all, when you look at 100 days, we're talking about 3 months. Okay. So we have 6 papers. At a very basic level, we follow the approach of 10-day strategy. And it's a 10-day strategy. Each subject should be reasonably completed in 10 days.
Okay.
Now, let's say we have 3 modules in auditing. We are backing ourselves to complete the 3 modules in 10 days. Now, the first question is, would this be sufficient? Our response is, let's say a student fails for 4 attempts, which is 700 days, which is 150 to 200 days per subject. If 150 to 200 days per subject is giving them 30 marks, so it's not a question of time alone. Okay, there is some other dimension.
Yes.
So here the metric is we focus on score improvement. What is score improvement? If you're at 0, you hit 30 in 10 days. You're at 15, you hit 40 in 10 days. So there is a certain sweet spot for each subject which we can get very fast. Let's say in audit we can get to 40 in 10 days. 150, it'll take a lot more time. Lot more time. So there are various ways of getting to at least 40s in all the papers. And also, just like the classic example of test matches is 1 day versus T20. 20 overs people score 200, 50 overs they won't score 500. Right? So this 10-day strategy is to get to that 45. Okay, this is one. So if you look at it fundamentally, each month has 3 cycles of 10 days. Group 1, 30 days. Group 2, 30 days. The third month, 30 days, and third month, we'll do a 50-hour challenge. In 4 days, you'll do a 50-hour challenge. So 6 into 4, 24 days. And another 1 week for writing ICA simulation exams. Apart from the exams which you have already written, so you'll be writing at least 6 to 7 exams per paper. Full-length exams. Even in these 10 days, every third day you'll be writing an exam. So there is constant tracking in terms of score improvement. This is exactly how we're going to do this. And in terms of doing a particular module. So if you look at this book, by simply reading this book, if you open the book and flip the pages, studying is not learning. Learning is very different. By flipping the pages or looking at it or watching a video, it's not learning. So here we make you go through a very, very active learning process. That is the reason why we'll be almost 4x efficient as compared to what other students might do. Normally, whatever takes them 40, 50 days, we'll be able to achieve in 10 days. For this, we are focusing on the place. Now, you're in a very different ecosystem. The place here and also inside the flats. People, apart from me, we have a 10-member CA team. They'll be working with you. We also have a study buddy. Like you just met, but both of you are working on the same intent. Both of you came from 2 different states to clear both your groups. So we have very specific and very committed set of people, which will be an added advantage. And finally, the process. We spent more than 30,000 hours in building this process. So it's the best in India. I'm not saying one of the best, it's the best in India. So with all of these things together coming into the picture, we'll be able to deliver what we promise. So this is a quick intro of what is going to happen here. Now, I want to understand what questions you might have at this junction.
I just want to understand how we are going to approach the subject. Like for example, I have referred the faculty's note. I have not referred the study module anytime. So I just want to know means if you're referring the study material. So how means study material is huge and consolidating it in a single 1.5 day. It's a humongous task. So how we are going to do that?
Oh.
Yeah.
So this is an important question. Like let's say somebody has read from a faculty material or a material which is not from ICA. That question is coming from a fundamental base that you have to complete a book. In your mind, the target is completing the book because then you're talking about this book or this book, right? Now this is your approach. Now here the focus is on completing a concept. The difference is we focus on playing the straight drive. You're asking, should I play with an MRF bat or a Reebok bat? Both are stickers again. So they focus on the concept. Now let's say you understand portfolio management. For you to solve a question in portfolio management, your understanding of the question is the most critical thing. You thinking that you complete certain set of pages in portfolio management is not going to do anything. So we'll pull you out of that book, question, exam mode and focus on the learning algorithm. Again, for you to understand this very clearly, if you are applying for a job in investment banking, which book would you study from? That is exactly how we have to prepare for financial management. So the book, the faculty who has already helped you, it's good. That gives a good base. From there, how do we move to a level where any question from the exam paper can be answered? For this, it could be a book, it could be a conversation, it could be practicing some directly, it could be doing it from RTP, it could be a discussion. There are various modes of learning. But our learning is directly tracked to your ability to solve the problem in the exam. So our existing base will be topped up with the new knowledge. Any questions from your side?
So with regards to audit only, so now a certain amount of memory is also required to complete a subject specifically like audit. So in this, how will the revision cycles come along?
Audit is the most practical subject in all the papers. I repeat, audit is the most practical subject in all the papers. Now, when I think of articleship, if I ask you what is the nature of articleship, what comes to your mind?
Audit.
If you are getting into a job, most likely pick fours, what would they normally do?
Audit.
So it is the most practical subject because financial management, the chapters which you study, let's say portfolio management. Would you really go and manage a portfolio? The chances of managing a portfolio are very limited, right? But everything you study in audit, right from audit planning, strategy, and program, or risk assessment, internal control. Almost everything you study in the book called auditing, you get a chance to apply, especially in module 1, because there are special areas, that's a separate thing. Professional ethics directly keep hitting you all the time. So the whole idea is when you are going to do something practically, how much understanding do you have regarding it? Here, it is very important to know, you might be asking, I understand the concept, but I cannot memorize the certain key terms.
Yes.
That is a question coming from, because you're focused on the memory component. Right now, I'm speaking certain words. Are these my own words?
Yes.
When I say own words, did I create them?
No. Yeah.
I borrowed them from a book called Oxford Dictionary or Cambridge Dictionary. That's where we picked up this. Now, when you go and write an exam in auditing, you borrow it from a dictionary called auditing material, right? So there is always a lexicon. Lexicon is a collection of words based on which you build the language. So in this case, these are my own words in the sense that they're borrowed from a dictionary. But don't use Oxford Dictionary for audit. This is a dictionary.
Okay.
It's not about word X or word Y. Now, am I operating out of memory? Do I have to memorize the dictionary? I understand the concept. To convert that concept into a particular meaning, I have certain choice of words. What is choice of words? Certain brands use these choices. Costly. They use expensive. Cheap. Affordable. So the choice of words are very different. Now, instead of you saying X, Y, Z, use specific terminology. Risk assessment, threshold, sampling, internal control, specific, because you pick up this dictionary. Now, here the simplest way is understand the concepts, and then build a lexicon, then combine both. If you're directly moving into a zone to memorize the words,
Yes.
you're missing out on the concept. Both need not happen. The words are the paint. First, get to the concept, then replace the words in two steps. Getting it? And for you to know how things work. Now I told you about the 90-day progression. I'll just summarize this video or conclude the video with a day-to-day routine. You'll get a wake-up call at 4:50 a.m.
Okay.
You should be able to wake up in 10 minutes. When I say there is a lot of lag between when people wake up and get up. People wake up at 5, but they get up at 7, right? So the whole idea is a lot of time. Now, difference between waking up and getting up should be almost same. Like, there should not be There should be any there should not be any lag, zero lag. So 10 minutes. You wake up, you get up. That's it.
Okay.
Similarly, sleep. You'll get a reminder call to sleep at 9:50 p.m. You should be able to sleep at 10. So this is where we save almost a couple of hours. I hope you agree with this.
Yes.
Couple of hours. I'm talking of 2 hours. Okay. So 5, 10. That's it. Waking up at 5 o'clock, sleeping at 10 o'clock. Sorted. Now once you wake up at 5 o'clock, the first 10 minutes, we're directly asking you to revise what you have studied in the previous day.
Okay.
Now, why is that? Because there has to be a logical correlation between what happened yesterday and what has to happen today. If that is not there, it's a random set of things. It's like the train without the chain in between the compartments. Each compartment is going on its own. So there has to be a logical correlation between different days.
Sure.
So the first 10 minutes after you wake up, we have an exercise called previous day recall. Previous day recall. You just start writing whatever you can remember from the previous day.
Okay.
And in the next 50 minutes, you consciously revise. First is recall, then is revision. So this consumes your 1 hour, which creates the logical connection between previous day and this day.
Okay.
When you say 1 hour, you can do it in 30-40 minutes and take a small refreshing break. Then you sit for the 6 to 9. 6 to 9 is the most important slot where you will be planning to cover at least 6 to 10 marks worth. So very tight and integrated study session. You complete at 9 o'clock, 9 to 10 breakfast break. Then 10 to 12 or 10 to 1. Normally we say 10 to 12. If it's 2-3 months before the exam, closer to exam, we make it 10 to 1. So your lunch break would be either 12 to 2 or 1 to 2.
Okay.
We call it the double round break because 12 to 2 we give you 2 hours where you relax, reset, you can literally brush your teeth and restart, have a power nap, so that it's a second day. Day 1 is done. Morning 3 hours and 2 more hours. Most of the work is done. 70-80% of work is done. You have to refresh. Then we'll sit for the examination study hour. So 2 to 5 is the exam.
Okay.
So exam study hour, when I say that, you sit in the exam scenario, the chairs I told you, that exam room, and then you either write an exam or you go through question papers. Largely it's linked to Q&A most of the time. Exception scenarios, we'll conduct exams in the morning sometimes. After you do the revision, we'll conduct exam in the morning so that you'll start the day aggressively. So there are various ways of doing this. And finally, 5 to 6 is the break. 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. is like the mental fitness. 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. is the physical fitness. Yeah, you can choose a sport of your choice, walk, run, whatever it is. It's a break. 6 to 8 is flexible for you. So you're supposed to conclude the daily targets. You can write notes. You can re-revise everything and all. And 8 to 9 is your dinner break. At 9 o'clock, you'll meet your mentors on a daily basis. That's subject experts.
Okay.
You'll update them what is happening. So 9 to 9:50 is the session. 9:50 to 10 you sleep. That's it. And just like this, similarly, in the morning, when there is a need for certain subjects, instead of your revision thing, we'll have that session at 5:30. Like you'll do the recall, quick revision, and then you'll sit for the session in the morning.
Okay.
So this is how a day with him works.
Sure.
Are you clear?
Yes.
Excited?
Yes.
So at this junction, if this kind of support is given to you, can I expect those 2 letters to be added to your name?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the commitment from CA Kushal in brackets. And you, Vishal?
So rigorous process. Anyone.
So last time you saw Manju and Mitra in this scenario. Manju is recording this. So both of them have CS to their name. So now it's Kushal and Vishal because both of them are going to start this together. So I wish them all the best and I once again heartily welcome them to Himlifeschool.
Thank you.
Thank you.